Hey everybody, this is GoGoku7 here with my 6th World Ride Races video. I've decided to, instead of doing much scripted commentary, I try to do some commentary from the top of my head. And instead of talking much about the races, I will talk about some updates on my channel and what I've done recently. But before I start, you are probably here because you've seen my newest MarioKartCinema video. If you haven't, an annotation should pop up now, and that will redirect you to the video. But yeah, the first special racer in this video is called Erik. He had about 85,000 VR when I recorded this video. Some people call it no life, I call it determination. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. What I really want to talk about is what kind of videos I'm planning. I'm of course always going to do time trials, but also I want to see if I can do more commentaries which people seem to enjoy more. But some trouble I have with commentaries is that both me and my parents don't really like it whenever I record some commentaries. And I also always script my commentaries except for right now, but as you see, I'm not very good at unscripted commentaries and scripting takes very long. So I want to ask my subscribers instead, what do you think I should do? Do some unscripted commentaries and practice this? Or do some uncommentated World Ride Race videos? Please leave your opinion in a comment or hit me up on Skype. And no matter what I decide to do, commentary or no commentary at all, I have about 2 weeks of summer vacation. Already have had 2 weeks of summer vacation, and that's some pretty good time to record World Ride Races videos, so don't worry about that. But now that I'm speaking of commentaries and recording races, I recently tried to get into Ninbus. I'm not sure whether my application was accepted. You should just subscribe to them and see if you can find me within a month or so. But even if you don't, I will most likely make a second application or eventually move on to trying another channel. But I'll just see what I can do and you'll see it too. But that's all I wanted to say about that subject. I'll stop speaking until the next race starts. Alright, the special guest in our next race is Paragon X9. He is pretty hard to explain, but I'll do my best. So, Paragon X9 is a remixer from Newgrounds and YouTube. He makes pretty good remixes which are sometimes Nintendo related. But surprisingly, this person is from the same country as me, and I wasn't quite expecting him to play Mario Kart 7 so competitively. So after racing him the first time, I decided to make a high quality picture and go to his Facebook page. And decided to make a little conversation, and I eventually got his friend code. Paragon and I usually race at night, but you may notice a little bit difference in quality in this little clip. I had to use a different camera because my other one, his battery died. But I don't know much more about Paragon X except for the ruckus about him being a boy or a girl, but I got my sources, so don't worry, it's a boy. That was pretty awkward, but Paragon and I usually teamwork in races, always happy to make a top 2 with him. So yeah, that's all I can say about Paragon X9, but what I want to talk about now is my next school year. My next school year will be my final high school year. I'll be going to college afterwards. But I will be aiming for higher grades this year. But at the same time, I will eventually start uploading more than I did last year. And that is mainly because I'm currently aiming for my Machinima partnership. I know it's pretty hard, but it's also a good goal to set for myself. But that's about it for that. After summer holidays, I'll have an important triathlon organized by school. It will be about 400 meters of swimming, 4,000 meters of running, and 14,000 meters of cycling, if I remember correctly. I am currently working on my health at the moment, specifically training for that triathlon. I usually wake up at 6 in the morning and go for a run at 7 in the morning for about 25 minutes and return home. Or else I'll just take my bicycle and go for a 1 hour cycle. Or else I'll just invite my friend the Median4 on YouTube and we'll go to the local pool and practice some swimming. And speaking of the Median4, he will be featured in the next race. But now that we're near the end of this race, I'll be quiet until the next race starts. So the next video needs a little bit of explanation. The Median4 used to be my classmate. One day his 3DS was stolen, as well as his Mario Kart 7 copy, and he decided to, after a few months, buy a new one. He was all worn out, but when he got a new one, he decided to go online, and he was pretty confident to join me. And he's going to prove that confidence in the next race. With him having 1000 VR, you'd expect him to finish nowhere near first place, but let's see what happens. But I would like to talk about a different subject. There will be a lot of Nintendo related things released this year, and to be honest, I don't have that much money. The Wii U will be released, which is going to be about €300, and of course some games like New Super Mario Bros. 2, New Super Mario Bros. U, and Pokémon Black and White 2. A lot of people know that I like speedrunning, so you would expect me to buy New Super Mario Bros. 2, but in the end it's all about the 1 million coin goal. And that doesn't really seem that interesting compared to getting the maximum amount of points in the original New Super Mario Bros. I admit that it is a fun game. I've seen some playthrough by Street Best Dubai on YouTube, but no, I don't really want the game at all. Games that I do want, however, is Pokémon Black and White 2, and I would like to do a playthrough of those games together with my friends Bowser and Pegasus. Their channels will now pop up in an annotation. But some issue that I'm going to have is that I'm going to start enthusiastically and start off with, for example, 2 videos a day. But after that I'm going to greatly slow down because my parents don't really like me having a Skype call, and I use someone else's computer to edit videos. And in Sony Vegas Pro 11 the editing process starts all over again after every video recording because I'm using a camera. I'm unable to use presets. But that's about it for that. I only have one story to talk about left, I think, and I would like to save that for the next race. So I'll be quiet until the next race starts. So in the next video, I think I made an editing mistake. The footage is way more blue than it's supposed to be after being color corrected. But it turns better after about 20 seconds, so you don't need to worry about that. And that's not the main thing I want to talk about right now. So I got 2 friends who joined me during this worldwide race. The first of them is Anjek, an Italian boy. He was the first person on my friend roster to have reached 50,000 VR, and I'm always welcome to join him in a worldwide race, so respect to him. And the other friend is called Wosi. Well, Wosi is usually called the best female Mario Kart player. Yes, you heard it right. Wosi is a girl from Sweden. She's the second person to have reached 50,000 VR on my friend roster, and she can actually call herself twice as good as me. Yeah, she's an amazing time trailer. She's also very good at worldwide race, and I think she has contact with the person who has the most VR in the world as of this moment. He's called Jacob, and I hope to race him one day. I will of course record those races in the highest quality I can. And speaking of high quality footage, I would like to talk about the Nintendo 3DS capture card. So yeah, I have so many things to say about the 3DS capture card, but I'll keep it short. There are actually two different capture cards. One is made by Glover Randall, also known as Volphagia, his friend, and one of them is made by Loopy. His YouTube channel is for some random reason only digits, but there will be an annotation right now. So the second capture card is actually getting more popular thanks to Sully Pones on YouTube, and thanks to MKGirlism on YouTube, which is part of the Ultimate Pissman channel, which is part of the cwgames.org website. So yeah, I recently joined that website, and MKGirlism could tell me that getting the Nintendo 3DS capture card is not really that much affordable. So it can take me up to €300, and there is a chance that my 3DS is lost in the process, or Loopy damages my 3DS while modding it. I know that he's a professional at it, and he actually made the original Nintendo DS capture card, but I would actually prefer to spend that money on the Wii U, because I want that console on release date. But please leave your opinion in a comment, and I will be quiet until the next race starts. You know, I love stealing someone else's victory, but I think Wozy deserved this win more than I did. And with that said, the results should pop up now, and you can see that I was in a pretty good worldwide race. This last video features my friend Defide. Unfortunately, Anjik left, but luckily Wozy stayed in a worldwide race. So Defide is also an Italian lad, and probably the third person to reach 50,000 VR on my friend roster, and he's also currently trailing for my clan, Chart Brigade. I wish him the best of luck with that, but right now my throat needs some water, and I'll be back soon. That's about the end of my World at Races 6 videos. My brother just came home. I hope you subscribe, like, favorite, comment. I hope to read on your interesting opinions. This was Go7, and I hope to see you next time.
Huh?